All right, welcome to the next episode of The American Dream, a show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and neighborhoods. Joining me is our guest co-host, Seth O'Byrne from HGTV. Good to have you, man. So we're talking some real estate and the entrepreneurial spirit today.
It's really exciting to see how different cities all over the country are responding to this huge economy that we're experiencing.
Well, that's exactly what's happening today. We're taking segments from LA, San Francisco, Vegas, even I think Omaha?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha. So let's go ahead and dive into these segments and start the American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
Welcome back to the show. Today's national storyline is about that entrepreneurial spirit. But before we dive into that, all housing markets are local, so we're going to dive into some backyards, some cool neighborhoods all across the country.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because as a real estate agent for almost 20 years now, I'll be the first to attest that what happens in our local city oftentimes is way different than what's happening on the national scale. So one of the things I love about the American Dream TV is we really give a lot of value to the local voice.
You got to know what's happening in your own backyard, so let's start the local segments right now.
Hi, this is John Bratton of Bratton Realty. I'm about ready to do my 4th episode for the American Dream TV. Now, today's episode, I'm going to feature some of my favorite stops that I make along the way when it's time for me to do something like buy a gift for that special person. It could be Valentine's Day, it could be a birthday, it could be an anniversary gift, or it could be some special client finally going to settlement. Let's check out Patina. I'm just so excited to show you this amazing store, Patina. And one of the reasons why I'm so excited is I come here so much, I've got the chance to meet the owner, Amanda. Amanda is amazing, and the way she decorates the store and just kind of treat her customers as they come in, it's like one of a kind. That's what keeps this place in business. This is why this place is thriving while so many other places have closed down. So let's meet Amanda. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, John.
So great to see you as always.
Nice to see you.
And you look lovely as always.
Thank
every time I
you.
come in here.
Same.
So, but you know, I can understand why your shop does so well. Not only that you have such a great sense of style and a keen eye for decor, it's every inch of this place has your fingerprint on it.
I have customers who say, "Oh, I could just live in this room."
Speaking of living with, we're actually going to do a podcast taping right here in your store.
Oh,
This is
exciting.
so amazing.
So exciting.
So that's what we're going to do next.
Good.
Well, I guess while my gift is getting wrapped, I guess.
That's right. I think you mentioned you were interested in a candle
Yes.
for someone.
Yes.
So I will take care of that
Okay.
and have
Okay.
fun doing the
Wonderful. Let me-
podcast.
Is that not beautiful? So we're gonna go from here to an amazing liquor store called Chat's Liquor, who are celebrating their 42nd year anniversary on Barracks Row. Bernie, great
John
to see
Bratton,
you, my
welcome
friend.
back, welcome back, sir.
Always good to see you.
Always
You
a
know,
pleasure having you at Chats.
I tell you, before we even get started, I just gotta say congratulations.
Why, thank
42
you.
years in business. Tell me how this got started.
Thank you. You know, it got started actually Chats way back in 1934.
Okay.
When a gentleman by the name of Neil Chaplin
Okay.
originally opened Chats Liquors after Prohibition had lifted here in the
Oh,
city.
that's way back.
Way
Yes,
back.
yes.
Well, fast forward, the 60s.
Okay.
When we had a little bit of unrest here in the city.
yes,
And at the end of the 1960s, unfortunately, many businesses decided to close their doors, board up their storefronts. And so there was about a 10-year period where there wasn't as many businesses in operation. There was only but such a hierarchy that my father could reach with his, at that time, employment.
Yes.
So he decided to strike out on his own.
Yes.
And he found Chats boarded up, took the boards off,
Wow.
reopened it as Chat's Liquors. And that
Yeah,
was
the vision.
February 1st of 1978 that happened, 42 years ago, just last weekend.
Wow.
So we're
and not
honored to
only
be
are we
celebrating
celebrating that, but it just happens to be Black History Month.
Yes.
So what a great time to have this story in the feature, you know, an African-American family-owned business that
Yes.
started way back when it's hard to start a business,
Right.
and not only do you start, you survive, and you're thriving. Speaking of favorite drinks, I
Yes.
think I need some bourbon.
All right.
So
Well, let me
could you
show you
direct me to something good for a gift today?
I certainly can be honored to. Whiskeys are unbelievably popular these days, especially bourbon. This is the 25-year-old rhetoric. You don't see and find as many bourbons on the shelves these days with an age statement.
Yeah, I think we have to go with that one.
I think it has a very gorgeous, stylish, look to it, classically sharp.
Okay.
I think it
So
matches.
we'll go with that. Congratulations again on the 42 years.
Thank you. Thank you, my
Thanks for
friend.
allowing us to come in and showcase your shop. And we're gonna let your customers in. We're gonna get back to let you get back to what you do best. See, quick, easy, and done. Hey, 1 second. This was my 4th taping of American Dream TV. I am so proud to be a part of this show. I've had a great day with Patina, with Chat's Liquor, and now with Groovy DC. And what better way to end the day and then go celebrate with one of my clients. I'm out. Take care.
Seth, HGTV, Hot Properties, top realtor here in San Diego. When people say all housing markets are local, what does that mean to you?
What it means is, our real estate market is really made up of our economy, right? So, do we have jobs? Do we have an expanding economy? What's the, the educational system? What's the collegiate system like? So I think that, when you look at a real estate market, it's more a reflection of what's going on in that city than what's going on in the country.
What's so awesome about this country is all these different cities are so culturally diverse with everything you just talked about. So let's go to the next local segment, see what's going on in your neighborhood.
Families want the best for their children. They want to have their children leave a better mark on this world than when we started. They want children to have a better education, a better lifestyle, a better sense of purpose, an indelible mark that their legacy can leave. That's a big motivator in the American dream. Having the best education for your child, living in an environment that you can grow that, having opportunities that exist that wouldn't exist elsewhere. Thomas Edison said, success is merely the crossroads of preparation and opportunity. So I want to introduce you to the center of all that. Welcome to Vienna, Oakton, Virginia, in the center of Fairfax County. Walking over an indoor stream. Jules Maloney, thank you so much for inviting us in.
Welcome to the gardens and to the atrium.
Oh, gorgeous. I'm just, every time I come here, I'm not only blown away, I'm just sucked in. And I'm curious, from your perspective, because I've been to a lot of botanical gardens, what is it that makes this so different than your average botanical garden? Because I don't even know how to describe it.
Well, it's this beautiful pairing of this large 95-acre expanse of land, woodlands, and natural areas, along with trails that are going to bring you along to all of our different gardens. A combination of native plants and trees, which are important to wildlife habitat, and our beautiful ornamental plants that we have.
So if I could summarize, Meadowlark isn't just a botanical garden. I mean, this really is, it's kind of a combination of you really not only rejuvenating and recreating. This isn't just the 5 senses. I would go so far as you guys have created an environment that's just going to pull your 6th sense out, your spirit, your soul. I mean, this place just reaches out and hugs you, and you don't want to go home.
It's very true. It's very true. I think it'd be a great prescription for anybody who's feeling stressed, who wants to learn about nature and about gardening. It's the perfect spot.
Absolutely. Jules, I really want to let you know how much we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank
you
you
very much. Just down the road from Meadowlark Botanical Gardens is a very special property for sale that I want to introduce to you with its own little acre of seclusion. Come on, let's check it out. All right, welcome to 2807 Marshall Lake Drive in Oakton, Virginia, as promised. But first, I want to introduce you to an insider tip that not 1 in 100 people know. Most of the time, when you buy a $1.35 million house, you're putting up 20% down, $270,000. You get some pretty high monthly payments. This tip is going to show you how to save $200,000 in down payment. Get a payment that's $1,000 a month less than any other buyer would have, and have far less risk in owning the home. But first, let's check out the home. We'll get to that in a minute. This kitchen. This is a gourmet kitchen. I mean, how many times do you see an island this big? This island's so big, I could actually, I'm 6 feet tall, I could lay on this thing. I mean, you've got a Viking stove, you've got built-in microwave, double ovens. I want that fridge in my house, by the way. Granite counters. What else do you want besides me off your counters? This family room has got 20-foot cathedral ceilings. Floor-to-ceiling fireplace that's made of stone. Glass all the way up to let all the outside in. I mean, this is what you're buying. You're buying the serenity, the seclusion, bring it into the house. You go upstairs, you're going to find a palatial master bedroom. A huge master bath suite. Separate tub for soaking, separate shower, separate reading room even. Now, as I promised you earlier, I wanted to let you know about the rest of this insider tip. Here's how it works. There are investors out there in programs where the investor would partner with you on the purchase of the house. They would put up the $200,000. You don't have to pay it back. If the house doesn't go up in value, they don't get to share in any of the profit. If the house goes down in value, they lose money. You only lose half. You get the benefit of ownership. You get the benefit of tax breaks. You get the benefit of saving $1,000 a month, and you have no risk on paying them back. As a matter of fact, you also have half the risk if the house ever went down in value. Think about it. Another option for buying a house. Thanks for tuning in. American Dream. We'll see you on the next episode.
You know, it's great to see all the local stories all over America. American Dream TV is so good at sharing the local stories. But our national show today, actually, Craig, is about business.
Well, our story in itself has been an entrepreneurial journey. We're not owned by a network. We've trailblazed into all of these cities where we highlight these stories. And today, I think we're starting off with LA.
LA, and it's actually a tech company that's serving as a nonprofit, which is cool because they're not only doing well, but they're also doing good. Let's check it out.
Hey everyone, Felix Fuchs here with American Dream TV, and today we're standing in the middle of Santa Monica. I figured what better way to come into the new year after the holiday season than bring you to Giving. Giving is a tech company that provides help to nonprofit organizations. Let's go check them out. Tell me a little bit more about yourself and Giving.
There's a serious problem with the nonprofit sector, which is the cost, labor, and time of starting and running a nonprofit is very, very prohibitive for most people. The cost is very high, the labor is extraordinary, and the time is very, very long for most people. So some people have enough money, but they don't want to wait the time. Some people have enough time, but they don't have enough money. A lot of people are priced out of the social good infrastructure, if you will. And Giving is a proprietary SaaS, software as a service platform, that partners with Giving.org, which is a 501c3 nonprofit vehicle, to allow any individual or corporation to instantly, in 60 seconds, start, run, and operate a 501c3 nonprofit project.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and we're the only company in the world that does it at this scale and this level of infrastructure and this quick. We're helping thousands of people start their nonprofits like Richard Branson, Miley Cyrus, Rick Fox, Val Kilmer, Una Chaplin, and on and on and on.
Can you tell me more about giving.org? I believe that's the actual physical nonprofit that you guys have, right?
Yeah, giving.org is a nonprofit which I actually started and was the first CEO and president of. And giving.org is to democratize philanthropy. And so what we do is basically raise philanthropic dollars and distribute them out to a wide variety of projects in order to allow people to access philanthropic infrastructure.
So you basically are the legal Zoom for nonprofit organizations.
A LegalZoom took 60 seconds and provided you a massive digital infrastructure? Yes.
I was actually at one of your events recently with, I think Emmanuel Kelly was performing there, right?
Yep.
So that was a fundraiser, right? So what exactly was that fundraiser for?
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of celebrity clients and we throw fundraisers for them because they're fun and we have a good time. Earlier this year, we did a fundraiser for Val Kilmer. And then earlier this year, we also did another fundraiser for Emmanuel Kelly, who's one of our clients. And we had Snoop Dogg come and perform and DJ the event. And we had Chris Martin from Coldplay also do a private performance at the event.
This was a set I was going to do at the Fire Festival, but it all went wrong.
Tell me other people that basically are kind of geared for this kind of venture from a giving perspective.
Sure, so, I mean, anyone who wants to do something good, the vast majority of these people are priced out of this infrastructure. It's too expensive, it's too costly, it's too time consuming. And so we've lowered the barriers by about 98% to the cost, labor, and time of starting and running a nonprofit project. Anyone basically who wants to do something good for their community, whether it's local, whether it's international, transnational, whether it's interstate, it doesn't matter.
So where do you see giving in the next 3 to 5, 10 years?
We are generating real substantive impact on the ground, and my goal is to grow that to be the company, the organization. When you think of impact and you think of making the world a better place, you think of giving.
So not only are you a friend, you're actually a client of mine. Last night I had a conversation with the agent that we were talking about the space that you guys wanted for your new office location.
Okay.
And the cool thing is that they agreed to everything that we wanted.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right?
Really?
I'm not kidding. So there you go, live.
Wow.
This wasn't scripted by any means.
The agent of the year, and it wasn't scripted. I honestly didn't know. And I asked him when I got here, any news, and he played it so cool. He was like, nah, I haven't heard it.
Dom, thank you so very much. I appreciate it once again. What you're doing is genuinely amazing. I look forward to seeing what giving has to offer.
It's a pleasure working with you. Thanks for inviting me today.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to our new office.
Giving, tech company, philanthropy, nonprofit, amazing overall company. Check it out. I'm Felix Fuchs with American Dream TV. Catch you on the next one.
That's a great story coming out of Los Angeles. And now we're going to go up to the East Bay, focusing on a family-run business. Craig, I know that your family ran a business, right?
I love the mom and pop stories, right? This is where business started and where there's a great story. So you're going to get a good one here today out of East Bay in California.
All right, let's check it out.
Look across the street for Super.
Hi.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Doing okay.
I'm Antonia Quanstrom, and I grew up here in Walnut Creek, as does Sharon Vanny, and this is my friend Emily. And we are local realtors, and we're here to show The American Dream, which is a television show, a little bit about your shop. Is that okay?
Sure.
And these are my partners and dear friends, Sharon Vanny and Emily Howard.
Hello.
Hello. And I really wanted to take them to this super cool shop in downtown Walnut Creek. The name of the shop is Ming Kwang, and it has been around here for literally 50 years. It's a very cool shop, extremely eclectic, has a ton of history, and more than its history is a phenomenal story of the owner, Nona. Is Nona in?
Yes, she is.
Oh, cool.
Right in the back.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Nona, how are you? I'm Antonia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for letting us talk to you today about your store and the history behind it and your journey.
Ming Kwang means radiant light. It's named after the Chinese girls' orphanage where I was living, where I was raised, which was not in China, but here in Los Gatos and Oakland. I found out that I was going to run a 60 type store. And I go, whoa. Wow. It was, was I ready for this, or was Walnut Creek ready for this? And this book represents 50 years, this one in the middle.
The anniversary, born on the 8th.
And so it tells about it here. Why did we pick Walnut Creek? Only because my husband worked out here as a teacher.
Oh.
In the Diablo School District. So I was able to, on weekends, go around Berkeley and look at all the stores, and I go, oh, people, how nice. I like the way they arrange this and that.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon, I'm running a store. Like Berkeley. In fact, we were Merchant of the Month once, and it says, forget Berkeley, shop at Ming Guang.
In Walnut Creek, baby.
Yeah. My husband started out as a coffee house. It was called the Melting Pot. But someone across the street had the fondue.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, so we changed it to Ming Guang after the orphanage. But it evolved from a coffee house a year later into a store.
Wow.
Because the rent had to be paid.
Ah.
So I came to the rescue.
What are some of your fond memories of running this shop in Walnut Creek?
Well, I guess Joe DiMaggio came in here once upon a time, and other celebrities have come in.
What has it been like operating the store and working here and all that stuff?
Well, it's been good. And I graduated in '72 from Ignacio Valley High School.
Ah!
Came down here to do a summer job and thought like, okay, I'll do it for the summer, that'll be fun. And then it just kind of kept going and going and going, and I was actually making more money doing this than I was probably working and trying to go to college and stuff like that. So I gave up DVC to do this full time.
Oh, wow.
How do I know what to buy for the store? I really don't know until I go to the show and I see something, I go, oh, I bet my customers would like that. And that's how it happens.
Cool.
I think you like this one.
This is the one I want to buy.
Okay, so the bamboo. A good woman.
Do you know what this says?
It says, buy me, buy me.
Oh, gosh. See you later on our next episode of the American Dream TV.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Team Antonia.
Craig, are we done? Doing it?
So we're practicing our poker face.
Guys, this is a really fun segment we have coming up because we're actually talking about poker, hence the reason.
Poker face, was it good?
Yeah, I thought it was decent.
I was bluffing.
This is going to be a really cool story about poker, of course, out of Las Vegas.
It's got only in Vegas.
You wanna throw to the segment?
Sure, let's go to the next segment. Vegas, talking about poker.
Bill Gaylord here with the American Dream, and I am here with power player KORA SHEAR of the SHEAR team at Realty One Group. And KORA, I have to tell you, I was so excited when you said, Bill, we're gonna have a really fun day today. I go, well, why? And tell me why I'm gonna have so much fun.
Well, first of all, we're in the northwest side of town and we're at $1 million listing. I am so honored to be able to feature my seller. His name is Jack Effel, and a lot of people don't know Jack, but they will when we're finished.
They will, won't they? Should we go find Jack?
Yes, let's go find Jack.
Let's go find him.
Okay. So Bill, I told you we were going to have a very special guest today, and this is Jack Effel. He is the Vice President of the World Series of Poker, and also, better yet, he's the seller of the house.
I was so excited to come here, Jack. I wanted to learn all about your story, but I'd be curious, how did you get into it, and
And really, what's the history of you with the World Series of Poker?
You know, really, it was kind of some, wrong turns and all of those things. No, actually, I've spent the better part of the last 20 years, around the casino and poker business. I had aspirations as a teenager working in a casino. And when I turned 21, as anyone who kind of has those dreams, I started out as a dealer, worked my way up, supervisor, manager. As I was in college and working on my degrees and finishing up, this weird thing happened with the poker boom, right? And all of a sudden, poker exploded. They were looking for people to, expand World Series of Poker, to then, figure out who was going to help with this, big thing they had that was called the World Series of Poker.
So that became the big thing.
That became the big thing. Yeah, the big thing. That's exactly right, and that's kind of how it all happened for me. Poker is a hard way to make an easy living, right?
So Jack, you've told me that there's a lot of memories you have with this house here. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
This is a very special house, and my wife fell in love with this house, Alicia. When she saw it, she just knew that this was the one, and I remember walking through it the first time, and our family was much bigger at the time, and over the last 4 years, we've built a lot of memories, but what I can tell you about it is that it is everything you could ever want in a house. I mean, there's a master suite downstairs, there's a master suite upstairs. The downstairs is a next generation, so if you want to have people coming in from out of town or your in-laws, the perfect place downstairs. The entertainment living room downstairs is perfect with the surround sound to watch your movies, and the kitchen is big enough to cook and entertain for as many people as you can imagine. The pool has entertained 20, 30 people at a time here. We've just had some really great memories over the last few years since we've been here. It's a very special house, and I think that whoever gets this house is going to, is going to love it. Absolutely. Yeah, this is just amazing.
Gorgeous house. Thank you so much for allowing us to be able to show it.
I'll tell you what, Jack was so entertaining. I could sit there and listen to him all day long.
I think we could have went on for another couple of hours, and we're just so happy to have the beautiful house that he has and be able to meet him. I'm so lucky that you got to do that.
Absolutely, and the World Series of Poker is part of the American dream.
It sure is.
And so is this house, correct?
Yes, yes.
Well, thanks so much. Can't wait for our next adventure, KORA.
I'm ready.
All right, I love this one because I'm a Midwest guy. This is taking us out to Omaha, where we're talking about small businesses with big stories. How important is small business to real estate?
It's everything. I find that the highest earners, the most optimistic people in the community, the people that are really pushing forward neighborhoods are the small business owners. They really are the fabric of not just the real estate economy, but America.
Yeah, let's go to Omaha, Nebraska and check it out.
From small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, Omaha continues to be a hub for economic growth. Today, we are going to talk to two business owners, one that works from home and an entrepreneur, and the second, a large company who also started from their home, and we're going to see how Omaha has helped them out. Now we are at the home of Carolyn Sutton and her PR company. Let's go inside and see where she works. We are now inside Carolyn's home, which also is her business. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes, so I own Carolyn Sutton PR. I've owned it for 10 years now, and we moved from a larger market to Omaha about 7 years ago, and it has been awesome for my business and for my family. We love Omaha, and it gives us an opportunity to grow my business here locally, but also on a national level. The Omaha community is looking for strong PR firm to help them grow their businesses, which is what I'm here to do. And being able to work from home keeps me extremely efficient. It keeps my family a priority, and it helps me grow my business from a national level as well.
Now we are in one of Carolyn's favorite workspaces, her kitchen. So Carolyn, tell us a little bit about your flow, especially in the mornings in the kitchen, and also just how Omaha has really helped you grow your business.
Absolutely. In my business, it's super important for me to stay up on the news, whether it's newspaper, TV. So in the morning, I like to start off here with my coffee, go through my newspapers, catch up on some of the national TV shows that are happening. The kitchen itself is such a big, bright workspace, and it inspires me to keep going. And in Omaha, you have 4 seasons. So whether it's sunny outside, whether it's snowing, it always kind of keeps me warm in here and kicks off my day to a great start.
So the neighborhood here offers so many different types of homes and lots of variety in the different rooms they have. And I think when you saw this property, you knew this was going to be a great workspace for you.
Absolutely. We, our family is growing, and we wanted to find a house that was going to grow with us in the long term, which also meant that I needed my own separate office space. So when we walked through this house, this room really spoke to me. It's bright, it's inspiring, I can see all areas of outside. It really immediately was like, this is going to be my office space.
Well, thank you, Carolyn, for joining us. I really appreciate it, and we're so proud of all you've done growing your business from home. And now we're gonna go check out another business who they actually started in their home as well, but have grown it to such a large company and such a fun environment that their employees actually don't wanna go home. Now we are at BUILDERTREND, which is one of Omaha's fastest growing companies, over 500 employees that started with 3 guys in their basement. Dan, one of the co-founders, is one of those 3 guys, and we're gonna go talk to him inside. Let's go. Now we are with one of the co-founders, Dan Houghton. And Dan, tell us a little bit about how you started this business and how it's just grown into such a mega producing company.
Yeah, so we are actually about to start our 14th year of business, which is pretty wild. Wow. So I was in my early to mid 20s when we started this company. I started with 2 of my really good friends. And our goal was to solve a problem that we saw in the construction industry. And so if you think about somebody that's building a home or doing any kind of construction project, there's this miscommunication that goes on in the project. So we're helping our clients manage their business, communicate with people, and so it started with 3 of us, and now there's 550 of us here, so it's pretty wild.
So businesses like this are really attracting people not only from Omaha to stay and thrive here, but also you're attracting people and bringing it into the Omaha community to work, which is great for our city.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so I think, Omaha is one of those places that you need a reason to come here in a lot of cases, but it's once you get here, you really find out what makes the city great, and it's the music scene, it's the restaurant scene, it's affordability, it's a great place to raise a family, and so we have been seeing a larger increase as our footprint's gotten larger and people know more about our company. We're recruiting people from the East Coast, the West Coast, we're getting a lot of boomerangs. So, maybe somebody was from central Nebraska, moved away, and now they want to get back closer to home. So we're catching a lot of those folks.
Well, thank you, Dan, for letting us tour your amazing facility and the way it's been growing. Where do you see the growth for you in the next, say, 10 or 15 years?
Well, that's a long way out, but we are really a people-driven business. So we obviously make a product, but we can't make that product without people. So our focus is going to continue to build this team and grow and build better products for our customers, and hopefully if we continue to do what we've been doing the last 5 or 10 years, we should be in pretty good shape the next 5 or 10 years.
Awesome. Well, we're proud to have you here in Omaha, and we love what you do for our community.
Thank you. All right.
Well, that was a fun way to wrap up this episode of The American Dream. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.
Well, that was a lot of fun today talking about the entrepreneurial spirit. Seth, did you have fun for our collective 2 minutes and 17 seconds on the show today?
Yeah, I drank all my fake coffee.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. Look, we created this thing as entrepreneurs ourselves to bring real stories about neighborhoods, lifestyle, and culture. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you for following us, not only on the show, but on social media. And of course, cheers, the American Dream, and we'll see you next week.